That day, you just can't even imagine what those people were going through. And joining us now by phone is Steve Murphy from WCCO Radio in the Twin Cities. Good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning, Connie.
Well, how is the city as a whole marking this day and dealing with the anniversary there in Minneapolis, St. Paul?
There are two main events. The first at 11 o'clock this morning, our time, at the Basilica of St. Mary, where the governor of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty, and the mayor of Minneapolis, R.T. Ryback, will speak. And then at 4:30 this afternoon, an event will take place where I am now speaking with you from. It is the Gold Medal Park on the Minneapolis riverfront within view of the site of the collapse and, of course, the new bridge that is almost completed. It will be completed within the next 6 weeks. This afternoon, there will be music, there will be words and prayers, and then 1 hour later, at 5:30 our time, there will be a procession led by the first responders from 1 year ago to the Stone Arch Bridge, a very old bridge within view of the 35W bridge. And at that time, the names of the 13 people who died in the collapse will be read. Family members at that point will then toss a wreath for each of the victims. Then there will be a moment of silence at exactly 6:05 p.m., the same time the bridge collapsed 1 year ago. And at that time, bells around Minnesota, we're told, will be rung at churches to commemorate those who died in the collapse 1 year ago.
13 people dead, 145 people by latest accounts injured in that disaster. How are these families rebuilding their lives, and is the community rebuilding as well?
Well, you mentioned the community, and that would be the entire state of Minnesota, which just really has come around all of these people who did survive. You mentioned more than 140 people. One great example is the fact that the state of Minnesota passed a victim compensation fund amounting to $37 million to help with health expenses and other sorts of expenses. And there are occasional gatherings. We understand that as well the survivors as well as the people who lost loved ones in this bridge collapse have stayed in touch with each other over the past year, that they have been a source of support for each other.
That bill really rings nationwide because recent studies, as you know, show 1 in 4 bridges in America need some type of repair. Has this disaster in Minneapolis, St. Paul, put bridge repair and reconstruction on the top of the priority list for the city?
Certainly toward the top of the list. Of course, life goes on in so many different areas, but you're right, Connie. This resonated with the whole nation because of the whole issue of infrastructure and lack of maintenance. And just yesterday, the Associated Press came out with a review talking about 120,000 structurally deficient bridges across this country. There's no question about that.
All right, Steve Murphy with WCCO Radio in the Twin Cities, reporting live for us this morning. Thank you very much, Steve, on this.
Good to be with you.
This difficult day.
Makes you think when you have to go over a bridge anytime soon.
Well, it certainly does. Yeah. And there are so many old ones, especially on the East Coast, that it makes you a little nervous.
Coming up this morning.